Now, there's a lot of people in this world that want to go to college and then spend 4 years in grad school and then be a doctor and spend all this time working on doing things. And then there's other of us that want to be Stugotz. And so I asked this next question. This is big deal, man. Like, I'm going to present something to you right now for the final question that is going to be really, really a big deal in your life. I know that you don't get enough credit for what you do. I know that Dan sometimes thinks you get too much credit, but an observer like myself thinks you don't get enough. So I'd like to bring you to Sioux Falls, South Dakota sometime, a booming metropolis of 200,000 people. I know you don't like to fly a lot, but we're going to make it worth your while. We will dedicate an entire day to Stugotz. We will call it Stugotz Day. I've already talked to city officials. We would have a plaque, a red carpet. The mayor would meet you at the airport. And then I've also reached out to the owner of the Sioux Falls Skyforce, which is the affiliate of the Miami Heat here in Sioux Falls. And he said that they would be willing to honor you at halftime. Have you ever sat courtside at a Heat game?
I have sat courtside.
Okay, well, this is cooler. You get to sit courtside at a Skyforce game, and
it's at least 1,000,000 times cooler.
It is way 1,000,000 times cooler. We'd bring you in. We'd have an entire day, radio tribute, courtside seats, mentions at the game, halftime celebration in honor of Stugotz. And the only way that we would not have this happen is if the Miami Heat don't re-up on their contract this summer with the Skyforce. But according to the people at the Skyforce, seems like it's a done deal. Plus, you could just rub this into Dan for days on days that an entire city, the biggest city in our state, would be willing to make an entire day for Stugotz. Could we convince you to maybe make this happen sometime next fall during a Skyforce game?
You already convinced me. What do you mean? I mean, you had me at a day. Like, you're telling me it's going to be. And it's going to be.
It's official.
Going on forevermore. Like every year, the same day will be Stugotz Day.
As long as you're breathing on this earth, I think we can make it a revolving door of every single year. It's Stugotz Day. As long as the Heat and the Skyforce are affiliated, if our boy Adam Simon and Andy Ellisberg don't screw this thing up, we'll continue to have this thing go on. And like I said, I mean, literally, I don't even know if we have days in this city specifically for people. You might be the first and most deserving of anyone I can think of.
All right, I am in. I have one caveat, though. I want a key to the city. So talk to the city officials.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've always wanted a key to the city.
Oh, I already told them.
Key to the city, I'm in.
I already told them there has to be a key to the city, and the mayor will meet you at the airport. Our airport has about 10 terminals total. That's it. So you're not going to get lost or anything. We'll be standing there with a big key. We'll work it out. I promise you, this is something I set up and have talked to people about this week after we confirmed the interview, because I can't think of a more deserving person that deserves a day in the city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota than Stugotz from South Beach.
All right, so listen, there's one more thing I'm just going to keep adding.
Okay, feel free to keep adding.
I want a cavalcade. Like, I want a limo, I want cavalcade, I want Secret Service running next to the car. I want all that stuff. Wherever they take me from the airport to wherever, I want to feel like I'm the president.
Okay, so if we get the limo and college kids in suits with earplugs, does that count as Secret Service?
Yeah, that is totally fine, yeah. As long as they look like Secret Service, we're good.
Fine, I'll throw in a caveat, too. I want to hear tomorrow on the show. You doing the show tomorrow?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to present this to Dan, that somebody in a city of 200,000 people is willing to mark off an entire day in conjunction with the Miami Heat affiliate from the D League, the Sioux Falls Skyforce, the Stugotz Day, and I promise you we'll make this thing happen.
Done. One question done. We will talk about it tomorrow. But one question. So, how cold does it get there in the fall? Because I'm thinking, I'm a Miami guy, so I'm thinking, tell me how cold it gets.
Well, it gets pretty cold, man. I mean, the first week of the NBA D League season's usually in November, so we're only talking like 40s, man. Not too cold.
Okay, can I play golf? Like, you guys play golf in the 40s there?
I wouldn't recommend it. No, I would not recommend. No golf, but we'll get you maybe in an indoor simulation somewhere, and you can pretend you're somewhere warm. That's what we do all winter long, Stu. We play indoor golf and act like we don't live in hell, frozen hell.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I'm in. Again, you had me at Stugotz Day.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, man, I've literally aligned this with city officials and the owner of the Skyforce to make this happen. So tomorrow we'll look forward to you rubbing into Dan that the city of Sioux Falls is going to give you an entire day in the fall. And unlike some of the things you do, we'll follow through with it, man. I promise.
Okay, no, I appreciate it. Listen, I won't follow through with it. You guys have to follow through with it.
Well, we have to. It's going to be on national radio. Yeah. I mean, we're going to be screwed if we don't. And it's not like I have a lot of job security anyway, so I'm going to have to make sure I actually do this crap. So, Stu, I appreciate the time, man, and certainly look forward to hearing Sioux Falls on radio tomorrow. And we're going to make this happen and get you here to S.D, okay?
All right, let's make it happen. We'll have to do it on a day when Dan is off.
Sure.
I will come there. I'll come with Mike Bryan. We'll do the show there, and I'll get my key to the city, and I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect, dude. Thanks for the time, Stu.
All right, you got it, man.